I'm Andrea Euclid, and this is Kelly Harrington.
Hello.
We're with Healthy Goods, and Kelly is our registered dietitian nutritionist. And today, Kelly is going to take us through making a maca milk. We're talking about adaptogens.
Yay!
Kelly's a
Love
little obsessed.
adaptogens.
Yeah.
I am obsessed with adaptogens.
Yes, a little obsessed.
And you might be too at the end of this,
After
right?
this, you will be, because she made me obsessed with them. So adaptogens, and then we're going to make a almond milk, a maca almond milk, and then we're going to turn it into a golden maca almond milk. So don't go anywhere, because you're going to actually want to try all three of these and incorporate them in your diet.
Yes.
So tell me about some adaptogens. What does that mean?
Right, so there are actually a lot of different kinds of adaptogens. So today we're just going to focus on maca in particular. But adaptogens are amazing because, well, I started using them for stress. They really help your body adjust to stress. So think of it kind of like a thermostat, natural thermostat, where it keeps your body at a perfect balance. So if your thermostat runs too hot, it'll help bring you back down. And if you're feeling a little low, it will bring you up without overstimulating you.
It's like antifreeze for the body.
It feels so good. It's you don't even really notice, it's not like caffeine or anything. It just is like a perfect balance. It kind of brings your body into a state of harmony. So for stress, it's really good.
Well, with it being that we're prime holiday season right now.
Yeah.
And so many people feel just the stress of the holidays. You've got people coming into town, you're leaving town, you're run down, and you're running all over the place, and it's a stressful time of year.
Yes.
And so having something like this is a great way to, like you said, balance your hormones and just get rid of that stress. And you said, I think when we were talking about adaptogens earlier, that this actually helps cortisol levels. Is that correct? Cortisol levels?
Yes, so
Okay.
it's going to sort of help keep your adrenal health good, and your adrenal glands are what release cortisol, which is that pro-aging, pro-stress type of hormone that you really don't want circulating in your body. Too much. Some cortisol is good. You need it for fight or flight, but you don't want that happening regularly,
and cortisol
right?
is actually
it's
what
very damaging.
causes all the stomach, the fat in the stomach, correct?
Right. So yes, if you can reduce your cortisol levels, and that's what this maca can do, is it helps your adrenal health. It helps with stress. So it's really awesome.
That's amazing. You don't need cool sculpting. You just need maca.
That's right.
For those of you who don't know what it is,
And
don't
you know
worry
what I
about
love about adaptogens? So you can get an adaptogen in a powder form, which is what we're using today. Because in my experience, you can also get it in capsules, but in my experience, the powder just feels more potent. It feels more effective. But then you have the strategy of how can I incorporate this powder into my diet. And maca milk is a really easy way to incorporate it. And maca tastes pretty good. And so you don't even notice, it's easy to drink, right?
Oh, that's good. Because some of the superfoods don't taste that great, but they're all really good for you.
Yes, exactly.
But you know me and the spirulina. The spirulina it tastes like algae. It is. It's fish food. But when you have a nice butterscotchy flavor, it's a lot easier to take when a superfood tastes better.
Right.
So Kelly, just a little bit about where maca grows. It is from the South American region, correct?
Yes, right. It grows in the high Andes altitude of the Andes Mountains, and it's a root. It's a really hardy root because it has to survive the cold weather and that high of an altitude. So I believe that because it's the plant, the herb has learned to adapt to those extreme weather situations. That helps give it some of its good qualities.
Yeah, and they said that the Incan Indians that are indigenous to the area,
right,
have been surviving on maca, the root itself,
over 2,000
years, right? And
yes, a long time.
And so, tell us some of the other great properties about it for men and women.
So maca so all adaptogens have a little bit of their own type of thing that they're good at. Besides being an adaptogen, they also have a lot of other health benefits. For one, it's high in vitamin C, which is really good for this time of year with supporting your immune system.
That supports immune and stress.
Yeah, so it does have a lot of other nutrients in it, but it's also really good for balancing your hormones. And it's been used for years by the Peruvians for balancing hormones, libido, fertility. And so if you're someone who has PMS symptoms or is entering menopause or even PCOS, the maca does a really good job of supporting your reproductive system and helping balance your hormones. So it really just works on the cortisol and your adrenal health, like we talked about earlier, and lowering that, because once you can start lowering your cortisol, that's how you get on the path of like healing your body from any of those hormonal related problems.
And what I like about maca is that not only is it good for fertility for women in helping those symptoms that you may have, it's also great for men's fertility as well.
So it helps fertility. It's been used for many years for infertility for both men and women, and that really stems from like helping balance your hormones. If you're a male and you're struggling with low testosterone, it will help lift that up. So if you're a female, it's probably not going to affect you too much. It just helps with the men if their testosterone is low, and getting that back into balance. It will help boost your testosterone levels and your libido, exactly. And then the fourth thing it's really great for is energy. Boosting your energy. Like you can take it as a mid-afternoon snack, like the maca milk would be great mid-afternoon. You can take it before your workout and you'll just feel great.
No, that's awesome. So you don't need coffee, you need superfoods. I don't know how often we have to say that, but
that's right.
So why don't you take us through, we decided that because making your own almond milk is so easy, that we would go through that process and show you.
Okay.
But also, it's just so much better for you than buying store-bought
You know what you're
milk.
getting, right? You know what's in it. It's
no preservatives.
That's right. And it's pretty easy.
So what we have
We're
here,
going to soak the almonds.
and it's 1 cup of almonds to 4 cups of water. But first of all, you're just going to soak your almonds overnight.
In any amount. Just make sure they're covered with the water. Once you've dumped in your 1 cup of almond, set them off to the side, let them soak for 8 to 24 hours. Even a little more is fine. So yeah, you let them soak, soften up.
We
so
did
we've done that
already.
We are prepared this time. Okay, now
no loud blender noises.
Once you have soaked them, what you want to do then is strain them to remove that water that you soaked them in. You want to rinse them off, right? And then you are going to add them to your blender.
And then we already pre-blended, so this is what it looks like. It's got this nice little almond
get your
fibers in there.
Get fresh milk, so 4 cups of milk, 1 cup of almonds, and you want to blend them on high power for a couple minutes or until it's a really fine meal, and you'll be able to see that as you're blending it.
It's just like little floaters.
And you know what, one thing, so if you do 2 cups of water to 1 cup of almonds, that's going to be equivalent to like the consistency of a 2% milk. 4 cups of water to 1 cup of almond is going to be more like skim milk. So I guess it depends on how thick you want it. They tend to almost taste the same, and so this will last longer. It'll cost you less money per serving if you do a little bit more water ratio to it.
And then we have our little strainer, and then we have our nut milk bag.
Awesome, and you can buy that on the website.
This is our nut milk bag, and this is what it looks like open.
So we're going to drape it over, and we're basically just going to pour our mixture through the bag, because then it's going to help separate.
Get this open, Kelly. Woo, this is really
I'm not tired of maca this morning.
I know, I need the maca right now. I mean, gosh, that was embarrassing to just show. Jeez. I gotta get back to the gym. All right.
Dump it in.
Okay, and then
it will start separating through the bag.
Yep. Like this.
Excellent. And we're going to basically bring it up like this and tie up the cloth. Now, one tip is use a strainer, because otherwise the bag just kind of sits on the bottom of your bowl, and this will help make it easier to separate. So you're just gonna, push it out, and we have actually a pretty good, you can see the milk starting to collect in the bottom there. So just to prevent too much waste, try to get as much out as you can.
Exactly.
And then you are basically done.
And then just real quickly, Kelly, I just want to show that what you're left over with is this awesome almond meal that you can use to bake with. So, I mean, it's also the holiday season, so why not make some almond bread or some cinnamon rolls?
Yeah, that looks really good. You could even, I would sprinkle that on top of like bananas and peanut butter for my kids.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I'm just going to get the rest of this milk out. I don't want to waste any of it. Okay. And then we've got this.
And then you're done.
Awesome.
Get yourself a cute little glass jar to store it in, and it should last a couple of days in the refrigerator. Use a little funnel, and we're just gonna dump it in.
Look how great that looks.
And that's it. That is so
easy.
See
how easy that is? It's just so easy.
Right. Now all you have to do is add your maca, to be honest. So we'll grab a cup. You can do this hot or cold, the maca milk. It's completely up to you.
We pre-warmed this.
Okay.
So we've got some warm almond milk that we just made. And then we're just gonna pour it into these little mugs. And then we're gonna add the maca.
How much maca you add is up to you, but I would start lower, like a half of a teaspoon, and then slowly work your way up, and eventually you could be having like a tablespoon a day.
Let's talk real quickly before we add this though. So we're using gelatinized maca. And then there's 3 different kinds of maca, correct? There's black,
black, red, and yellow maca, and they all provide like good energy. They're all the adaptogen. I like the gelatinized maca because it removes the heavy starches that are in the maca root, and that makes it more easy to digest.
Yes.
It also makes it more available. It makes it a little more concentrated, so then you're going to get more of the health benefits. And so I like the gelatinized better.
And Healthy Goods, this is our house brand, Live Superfoods, and this is the only brand I trust because I know we've done the research and we know that we work with companies and farms that don't add anything into it. And we have this whole process that all of our products go through that show that they are 100% raw, organic, vegan, kosher. We have all of the things that go through that.
We do.
I only trust the Live Superfood brand, literally, because I know what's in it. But what I like about this is that this was freeze-dried at a really low level, which means that it maintains all of the nutrients. Now, if you have a maca that's processed at a high level, and you have to be careful because some companies do that, you've lost your nutrients. So this isn't something you want to boil. You don't want to. It's okay to put it in warm milk, but you don't want to boil your.
Yeah, it's pretty fragile, right?
Right.
Okay, so let's see. This is just a quarter teaspoon. So I'm gonna do a heaping quarter teaspoon.
And I think we need an extra spoon because we're gonna take.
Let's use. Well, we have my handy dandy frother.
Oh yeah,
froth away. My frother.
Me too. It's so great, and it smells really good.
It smells kind of earthy.
Yeah,
it smells really good. It's like a butterscotchy flavor. It doesn't taste bad at all.
And that's what it smells like too. It's got a butterscotch kind of smell.
Now,
to
if you want to add cinnamon, I personally like adding cinnamon. I also like adding cardamom to my stuff too.
Well, we'll do that because we're going to go to a golden milk after this, right?
That's true.
Okay, cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's really easy to drink.
You know, it almost reminds me of the superfood lattes we made a couple months ago.
Yeah.
That's what it tastes like. It's really nice. It's very smooth. The almond milk, but first of all, having fresh almond milk is amazing anyways.
Yeah,
but
really, really
this
good.
is a really nice flavor. It's just really smooth, and it does have a hint of like butterscotch.
Right. And you can also,
but it's not sweet.
You can even almost take this like a shot.
Yeah.
Where you just mix it with an ounce or 2 of milk and chug
you
it down
go.
and you're on your way.
Right. So then let's take our maca milk and turn it into a golden milk.
Sure.
And golden milk is something that's really popular right now. And it's popular because it takes your adaptogens and it just ramps it up, right?
Well, yeah, because then you're adding so much more nutrients to whatever it is to your drink. I'll just add a little bit, like 1/8 of a teaspoon or so. The more you like turmeric, the more you can add in it.
Now, and while Kelly's adding the turmeric, we are going to add some fat to our maca milk, and the reason why is because turmeric it comes from curcumin, and it's fat soluble, which means you have to have a fat for your body to absorb the nutrients.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just going to pass right through you. So you need a fat.
And curcumin, which is like the main active
for you.
Yep, that's good. Oh, shoot, sorry. Curcumin's the main active compound in turmeric, and curcumin is where mainly turmeric gets all of its health benefits because it's very anti-inflammatory, and it also is really high in antioxidants. It's a powerful antioxidant.
Did you put the cinnamon in already?
Yes, cinnamon, but no cardamom.
Okay, we need some cardamom.
Cardamom is amazing. Cardamom is like that chai flavor,
which is with cinnamon is incredible.
Yeah, so good.
And it's great. This is a great little holiday drink, you know, with the cinnamon. It's got like all the holiday flavors to it.
Yum.
Thank you for frothing this for me.
Hopefully the coconut oil will melt a little bit.
Yeah. Well, and I like that coconut adds just that little bit of thickness really to it. It's really pretty.
My coconut's not all the way melted, but you can see how golden it is. That's how it gets its name. Beautiful.
I didn't wait for you. I'm sorry. See, that's delicious.
That's really good.
It's really, really good.
It tastes completely different. You don't even taste the maca.
Oh, it doesn't taste anything like the maca
Now
milk.
you taste the turmeric.
Yep. The turmeric and the cinnamon and the cardamom are all blended together.
Yep.
And it just really has a nice I want to say holiday flavor to it. It just reminds me a little bit of Christmas.
Right, this is good. So
Yeah.
if you're wanting to get your adaptogens and boost your health in general and anti-inflammatory,
Right.
here you go.
And so basically, we've created the master of all stress-reducing drinks for you for the holidays.
This is delicious.
Exactly.
And you can mix your adaptogens too. So if you get really into wanting to look into buying adaptogens, it's totally fine to mix different adaptogens and have them at the same time as well.
Exactly. And so you can get all of these things at Healthy Goods. We carry the almonds, the turmeric, the cinnamon, and if the coconut oil, the maca. And if you are lazy and you don't want to make your own
In
golden
a hurry, a busy mom like me,
right, you can actually buy, we sell golden milk already pre-made. This is by Gaia.
and it doesn't have the maca in it, but you could buy the maca separate.
You can add the
that
maca right into it, exactly, or any other superfood that you'd like to add. But
Yes, exactly.
you can get all of these things at healthygoods.com. And do you
I
have
was just going to
anything
say, this isn't very sweet either, so that's good. It doesn't have a bunch of added sugar to it.
No, exactly, which is
Yeah.
important because the last thing you want to do is add sugar into this and
Right.
counter all the good things
So
that
much
you
for
just
the
did.
anti-inflammatory.
Exactly, right? Well, we'll see you next week, and we're going to talk about collagen, I think, next week. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.